prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Kevin Gallagher with the singing of our national anthem. Tommy Sala will start in goal for the Grizzlies. There you see him. He was the most valuable player in the International Hockey League, and this is his first opportunity in the playoffs. He was outstanding during the regular season as he had a save percentage over 91% and a goals against average around 2.6 in the regular season. Tommy Sala will be in goal. On defense for the Grizzlies will be Doug Crossman. He'll be joined on defense by Victor Natchev. And up front for the Grizzlies, Steve Junker, along with Chris Taylor and Andre Vasiliev. In goal for the Phoenix Roadrunners will be Mike O'Neill again, and he's a good one. And we're ready for the start of things. Here's Steve Harms take you through the first period.
All right, our referee tonight again, Greg Kimmerly, our linesman Dan Sass, and Lark Hahn. So the Grizzlies now hoping once again with an opportunity tonight to wrap this series up in lieu of going back to Denver tomorrow night. Lots of good words last night after the game by Butch Goring for the play of Victor Natchev, who's in the starting lineup tonight and has an opportunity right there with a shot that's high and over the top of the net. Chris Taylor taken out of the play by Wilson as the puck is along the backboards. Andre Vasiliev moves in as he tries to dig it loose. This will be a very quick line out there with Taylor, Vasiliev, and Junker for Denver. Here's Vasiliev coming out of the scrum with the puck. Looking for someplace to go, just throws it across the crease. Finally, it's picked up by Redmond, and he clears it out to center ice. Just underway here in Phoenix. A beautiful day in Phoenix. Temperature about 75 degrees, and we were able to enjoy it down here. Chris Marinucci goes into the corner heavily. He and Chapman do some banging along the boards. Kaminsky up with it, back to the point, knocked back in by Tichy. O'Neill has played in every game in this series for the Roadrunners, and the puck comes loose to Rod Miller at center ice, who turns it back into the Phoenix zone. If necessary, if Phoenix wins this game tonight, game tomorrow night at McNichols Arena, game number 6. Puck is sent down into the Denver zone. Tichy around the boards. Here's Marinucci with it. His pass intercepted by Chevalier. Turned back into the zone. Salo clears it into the corner. Trying to dig it loose as edges along the boards. Tomlinson goes after it. He's there with Kaminsky. Finally, it comes in front. Tommy Salo sweeps it up along the boards out to center ice. O'Donnell turns it back into the Denver zone. Tichy knocks it down. His pass ahead for Kaminsky. Kaminsky with a long shot right to O'Neill. He drops it, but he goes to the right of the net. Here's Randy Pierce at center ice. This is what they like to do, dump and chase. They think they can win that battle. Ardo Bloomston, a goal last night. Takes a shot. It's deflected high and wide. Nedemansky tries to turn it behind the net. He does. Here's Terry Yake out now for Denver. Yake moves out of the zone. His pass along the right wing to Kip Miller. Miller left it for Anderson. Here's Yake with it. Another different line tonight. Anderson, Yake, and Miller out there as Butch trying to turn them around. Here's Nedemansky. Nedemansky taken out of the play nicely by the veteran Norman Rochefort. Puck in the corner. Gord Dineen goes after it. He takes a hit from McCray, but Dineen comes up with a puck. And it comes out to center ice. Knocked down as they're playing handball with it right now. Here's Nedemansky after the puck was knocked down by Straub. And if it's knocked down by a Phoenix player and then touched with a player of the Phoenix team, it is a hand pass. Broken sticks on the ice.
As Steve mentioned, Mike O'Neill is in goal for Phoenix. There's a look at O'Neill and his numbers as he has been solid for Phoenix, particularly since the team's return to Phoenix. He's played very, very well.
So the faceoff comes to center ice, where that puck was played with the glove to a teammate by Phoenix. Just underway, 17:21 left to play here in period number 1. We have had no score, no good scoring opportunities. Chapman back in his own zone now for Phoenix. Here's Straub. Straub throws it on the right wing to Bilesman. Bilesman dumps it into the zone. He's playing with Redmond. All three of these players on this line last night had a goal, so they're back together tonight. Straub goes after it. Finally taken away by Vasiliev. This is the first playoff game for Andrei Vasiliev, at least since he's come back from the Islanders. Vasiliev into the zone, trying to stick handle through Chapman. Almost did it, kept in by Natchev. Natchev with a drive, and that one's knocked down at the defense by Bilesman. Bilesman off the boards to Vachon, and Vachon puts it up the right wing. Doug Crossman back after it for Denver. Crossman ahead to Marinucci. He tips it into the zone. He's tied up there by Rob Brown. Rob Brown playing last night with the flu. Still a little bit weak, they say, tonight. Sent down the ice. This should be an icing call. It is, as it's touched by Milan Tichy. We're underway. Game number 5. Glad you're with us as we continue on Prime Sports.
Just couldn't afford it.
The all-new Subaru Impreza Coupe has dual airbags and crumple zones to help you survive accidents. But its real beauty is helping you avoid them. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. It's the kind of safety no one can afford to be without. And at this price, no one has to be. The all-road, all-weather, all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Hockey is out of hibernation. The Denver Grizzlies have trashed their way through the International Hockey League's regular season, shattering records and earning the IHL's regular season championship title. Now the Grizzlies are in the fast lane on the road to the Turner Cup championship. Don't get left out. Grizzlies playoff tickets are going fast. Purchase tickets for your whole family at any Front Range King Supers or at the Grizzlies box office. Charge by phone at 1-800-444-SEAT. Denver Grizzlies playoff action. Can't bear to miss it. And again, those Grizzlies players who are not dressed tonight, Andy Brickley, who will join us between periods 1 and 2, out of the lineup tonight, along with Mike McWilliam, Jeff Circuit, Derek Armstrong not dressed, nor is goaltender Milan Lichka.
So the faceoff will be down inside the Phoenix zone after the icing call. Face-off controlled by Phoenix. Steve Wilson, who threw his body all over the ice last night. A terrific defensive effort from Wilson last night. Tries to take it out. It's loose at center ice. Picked up by McCray. His pass to O'Donnell, and O'Donnell turns it into the left wing corner. Goes behind the net. Rod Miller back in the lineup tonight. Puts it along the boards. Kept in by Wilson. His shot on. Rob Brown just tipped it wide. Out in front. They score!
Gets the goal, but my goodness, was Rob Brown all alone or what in front of the net? He just couldn't get the handle on the puck, and that really set up the whole sequence of events. And it is for the first time in the series that Phoenix has the first goal of the game. The long effort there that Brown could not redirect, but Robbie picks up the loose puck, gets it back in front. Pierce jams it home. It's 1-0 Phoenix.
Well, you can see Randy Pierce kind of let off the hook right there as Tichy skated by him, and Rod Brown was just a little bit late getting to him. Roddy Miller, I'm sorry, a little bit late getting to him. So, for the first time in all the playoffs, the Grizzlies find themselves down 1-0. Here's Gordonine. He takes it into the zone. On the left wing, intended for Kip Miller. Bloomston just turns it off the boards out to center ice. Terry Yake has it there for Normand Rochefort. We have played less than 5 minutes in this first period, and the Roadrunners have taken a 1-0 lead. Rochefort hits Chevalier, but Chevalier comes up with the puck to Gordonine. On the right wing, it's Miller. At center ice, it's taken over there by Edgerton. Edgerton tried to turn it into the zone. Tomlinson takes a swipe at it. Bloomston finally has it at center. Tommy Salo in the nets tonight for Denver, and the puck comes out to center ice. Turned around the boards, takes a funny bounce, picked up by Kip Miller. Miller with a pass to Terry Yake. Yake out there with Miller and Nicholas Anderson. Pass too far for anybody. Finally, it's picked up by Bilesman, and it goes back into the Denver zone. The Grizzlies have had all kinds of trouble in the 3 games here, coming up with a breakout. But here's Kip Miller. Kip Miller had it taken away by Bloomston on a very nice defensive play. Puck still loose in the zone. Here's Bloomston with it. He feeds it to Nermansky. Too far for him. Vachon turns it into the zone. Deshaun back to Nedomansky. His shot loose in front as Tommy Salo got a little of that and kicked it away. In behind the net, Vaclav Nedomansky had it taken away by Nachev. Turns it around the boards, kept in by Wilson. And it comes around on the left wing. Straub with it, turns it back into the corner where Nedomansky has it for Phoenix. To Bilesman. Bilesman centers it. Finally, it's taken away by Chris Taylor ahead to Steve Junker. Junker's left wing pass, nobody there. Turned back into the Denver zone. They clear the zone, does Phoenix, and here comes Victor Nachev for the Grizzlies. His pass to Tichy. Tichy to Junker, and Junker flips it into the zone. Here's Chris Taylor with a shot, and that one goes wide. Junker takes his man out of the play. Puck comes loose back into the corner. In the left wing, Denver corner. Picked up there by Randy Pierce. To Wilson, and Wilson dumps it around the boards. Here's Milan Tichy with a drive. That one kicked out by O'Neill. After a Junker. He can't get to it, and here's Nicholas Bichon. Bichon leads it through to Pierce. Pierce over the line into the zone. His shot, Salo covers up and holds on as Phoenix has really put the pressure on Denver early.
Here's a good chance by Kip Miller, at least he thought, as he almost got by Bloomston, but what a great defensive play by the veteran as he sprawls to knock the puck free. And moving into the zone for a long shot is Pierce, and Tommy Salo just smothers it for the faceoff. A reminder that if indeed Game 6 of the series is necessary, it will be played tomorrow night at McNichols Sports Arena beginning at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock start. Tickets are available. Good tickets are available for tomorrow night's game if the teams must go to a Game 6. They are available at the Denver Grizzlies box office tomorrow. Also at any Front Range King Supers, as well as by telephone 1-800-444-SEAT. 1-800-444-7328.
Face off in the Denver zone, controlled by Denver. Rod Miller throws it around the left wing. Kaminsky tips it out. They will say they could have played it. It will not be an icing call, as moving back after it is Chapman. Ryan Chapman up along the boards. Knocked down in the zone. Here's Kaminsky with it. Tries to get it loose. Can't do it. Chapman finally feeds it on the right side to Chevalier. Chevalier at center ice. He takes a long shot. Salo loves that one. He lost it, but he knocked it out of harm's way as Kaminsky comes up with it. His pass is knocked down as he didn't get all of it. Edgerton turns it back into the zone. Milan Tichy for Denver. 12:51 left to play first period. 1-0 Phoenix as the Roadrunners took the lead on a goal by Randy Pierce at 4:03. Pass too far for Kaminsky. That goes the length of the ice. It will be touched there by Chapman, and an icing call against Denver as the Grizzlies having trouble getting going. Phoenix leads it 1-0. Game number 5 on Prime Sports.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention that you'd like to submit to Congress? Information. It includes an important document that assures confidentiality, a form for recording and dating your invention, and an informative brochure which tells you how to proceed with submitting your invention to companies through the ISE data bank as well as various other means. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll want to call now for ISE's free information.
For your free inventors information, call Invention Submission Corporation now at 1-800-253-8665. That's 1-800-253-8665.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Denver Grizzlies. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Denver Grizzlies Professional Hockey Club. 1-0 Phoenix. Pierce is third in the playoffs from Brown and Wilson at 4:03. 12:37 left in period number 1. Phoenix with 4 shots, Denver with 3 in the early going.
Face-off will be to the right of Tommy Salo, as the Grizzlies have had maybe one good scoring opportunity as Kip Miller moved into the zone. They didn't like the way they dropped that puck, so they will do it again. Kip Miller, relatively quiet in the last couple of games and has had trouble with the checking of the Phoenix Roadrunners, and was talking last night after the game. He says he just doesn't feel like there's any room out there. It's a pretty good testament to the fine play of the Roadrunners. Here's Bloomston. He's being watched there by Kip Miller. Gordonine in the corner, banged from behind as he tries to get it up the boards. Controlled by Phoenix. Nice work on the backhand, and that hit Norman Rochefort and went wide as it was headed to the open side of the net. Here's Straub with it. Straub trying to put it in front. He does. Puck is loose in the corner. After it, there are the Roadrunners. Here's Bilesma with a drive. Salo covers up and holds on as tempers flare a bit with Redmond in front of the net as Jason Simon now on the ice. A well-tanned Jason Simon. Had a little pool time down here.
Boy, I guess. You know, this has been an emotional series, particularly as it's gone along, and particularly here in Phoenix. And prior to tonight's game, during the warm-ups, the two teams came together at the red line. There was some words exchanged, nothing further developed, but obviously it's high emotion. The Grizzlies got what they needed, at least in the series, as you take a look at the shot that was deflected, and a good job by Tommy Salo to smother and then pushing and shoving. Grizzlies came down here and won Game 3, the first game of 3 games to be played here in Phoenix. That ensured the fact that the Grizzlies would at least have an opportunity to return home, if need be, to finish off the series. They don't want to do that, but Game 6 would be played tomorrow in Denver if necessary.
So Denver trying to find a way to penetrate this heavy forechecking by the Roadrunners. Doug Crossman sends it across ice. Behind Chris Taylor, and O'Donnell turns it back in on Tommy Salo. Otcheff with it again to Crossman. Up the boards to Junker. He can't get it out. O'Donnell keeps it in. His shot kicked out by Salo. Finally, it's picked up by Chris Taylor, who has nowhere to go but to turn it out to center. Taylor knocks it away now from Tomlinson. Taylor is tied up by Tomlinson, and the puck is loose at center. Chevalier trying to control it, can't do it. Steve Junker going after it. He finally puts it ahead to Chris Taylor. Taylor, a weak shot as O'Donnell got a piece of that when Steve Junker goes in after it. Picked up by Vasiliev. Vasiliev on the wraparound, all in front. O'Neill is there, covers up and holds on.
Good save by Mike O'Neill, and Vasiliev coming around the net really waited. He didn't try to jam it in immediately inside the post. He brought it around the net, and he kind of looked for an opening. Brought it in front, looked a little bit, then just tried to slip it underneath, but O'Neill was there to smother it, and that scoring chance goes for naught. The Roadrunners just not giving the Grizzlies much room out there. Every time somebody touches the puck, they're banged. And the Grizzlies aren't able to really open it up the way they'd like to. That's exactly what Phoenix wants to accomplish.
Well, Jason Simon back out now for the Denver Grizzlies. He's on a line with Terry Yake and Kib Miller. Face-off controlled by Yake. Comes to the board. Yake takes a swing at it, sends behind the net. Kib Miller couldn't pick it up. Here's Steve Wilson. Wilson ahead to Bilesman. He has Nedemansky with him, and he turns it into the left wing corner. Nicholas Vachon after it, taken out of the play. The puck goes loose behind the net. Picked up by Bilesman, who clears it in front. Here's Vachon as he tried to turn and get the shot away. Couldn't do it. Kib Miller picks it up for Denver. Kib comes to center ice. Looking for a place to go with it. Trying to stick handle with it. Had it knocked away by Wilson. Wilson picks it up behind the net. Wilson to Nedemansky. Nedemansky threw it to Vachon. He's taken out of the play on a check by Miller. And Nedemansky comes up with a pass off of Yake's stick, but Yake gets it back. Yake ahead to the Chief. As Jason Simon goes into the zone, puck is cleared out. Simon takes a run at O'Donnell. Puck goes to Nedemansky. Here's Nedemansky turning it into the left wing corner inside the Denver zone. And we've got something brewing out here as Yake and Nedemansky were all tied up.
Penalty. Or penalties.
Got at least a slashing penalty, I believe, against Terry Yake. He goes to the penalty box, and it'll be power play time now for the Phoenix Roadrunners to come into this game in the playoffs, converting 79.4% of their power play opportunities.
But against the Grizzlies in the 2 games here in Phoenix, the Roadrunners are 0 for 7 in Game 3 of the series. Last night, 0 for 3 on the power play, so they're 0 for 10 in power play chances here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
I said 79%. That would be phenomenal. They have converted 28%. Their penalty killing is 79%. Denver's penalty killing, it is phenomenal, 96%. So we'll see what Phoenix can do here tonight with the first power play. Robbie Laird's crew trying to get up 2-0. They lead it already 1-0 in the first period. From the faceoff, the puck is sent down the ice by Milan Tichy.
Yake for slashing at 9:36.
This is where Rob Brown is very dangerous. You will see him. Arnold Blomsten had a goal last night. Flips it ahead. It's knocked out nicely by Nachev. And Victor Nachev finds the opening and sends it down the ice. As I said earlier, last night Butch Goring, in spite of the defeat, was extremely pleased with the play of Nachev. Rob Brown turns it into the zone. Goes over to the right side. They couldn't keep it in over there as Edgerton fanned on it. And it comes to Blomsten at center. Blomsten turns it into the Denver zone. Milan Tichy up with it. He puts it out to center ice as he's trying to hit Nicholas Anderson. Here's Blomsten into the zone. Puck is sent behind the net, picked up by Tichy. Wraps it off the boards. This time Blomsten keeps it in. Edgerton on the boards. They can't control it. Puck is loose. Somebody's trying to get a stick on it. Look at it just sit there, but nobody can touch it. Till finally it comes loose to Junker to Anderson. Anderson over the line trying to feed it through to Junker. Junker pulled up a little bit. Wasn't breaking for the net. But he still has the puck. Puts it to the side of the net. O'Neill covers up with Steve Junker doing a good job and a lot of hard work inside of the Phoenix zone as we have now 48 seconds remaining in the Phoenix power play.
And again, I want to remind you, because it is a game that not too many people were thinking about, but it's a possibility now, and that is Game 6 of this series. Could be played tomorrow night at McNichols Sports Arena. If the Grizzlies lose tonight, the two teams will return to Denver. Butch Goring doesn't want that to happen, but it would be a 6 o'clock start tomorrow night at McNichols. Plenty of good seats remaining. Grizzlies box office, all King Supers, or call 1-800-444-SEAT.
From the faceoff, here's Gordon with a drive. That hits Kaminsky in front, and he comes up with a puck. Puts it to the side of the net. It's knocked away nicely by Chapman. Chapman turns it into the corner, picked up there by Straub. Straub back to Chapman. Time running out of the power play now. They're down to 32 seconds. Puck is sent into the Denver zone. Around the boards. Nedemansky goes after it. Comes up along the sideboards. Back to Straub. Straub had it taken away by Kaminsky and picked up there by Rochefort. He turns it out to center ice. Here's Straub moving in over the line. Trying to get it to Nedemansky. He does. And breaking with Rob Brown, but they couldn't find the opening. Here's Straub. He winds up with a shot. That deflects off. Chris Taylor has lost his stick. Taylor is out on the ice. Junker goes after it. Chapman and Junker battle for it. Here's McCray with it. Yake back on the ice. McCray's shot knocked down nicely by Gordon. It's loose in front to Brown. Picked up by Yake, and here comes Denver. Teams back at full and equal strength. Terry Yake over the line into the zone. Looking for some place to go with it. Kip Miller with a drive, and that one's wide of the net. Miller on the trail took the shot, but it missed the net. Coming out of his own zone is McCray. McCray's hit by Yake to Bilesman. He turns it into the Denver zone. Victor Nachev has logged a lot of ice time early on. Nice pass up to Kip Miller. Miller has Anderson. Feeds it through to Nachev, who's breaking up out of the defensive position. Puck goes in behind the net. Turns out in front to Miller. Miller trying to get the shot away. Couldn't do it. It was poked away by O'Donnell. And O'Donnell gets the pass from Vachon. Back to Bilesman. Bilesman into the zone with a quick shot. Save. Rebound. They score!
Even strength goal. It is Redmond who finds the open net. After the save, the puck came off of Tommy Salo, and Redmond is there to find the back of the net. And it is now 2-0. And Phoenix ever gaining confidence. In the last couple of games, you see the puck carried into the zone, the crossing pass. Moving in for the long shot was Bilesma, but you see the puck come off of Tommy Salo as he made the save. Redmond was there all alone in front, nobody there to check him. And it is now 2-0. Pierce scored his third from Brown and Wilson at 4:03. Now Redmond is second of the playoffs. Bilesma and O'Donnell at 12:27, 2-0 Phoenix.
Well, we told you that Bilesma and Redmond made up a line that made Redmond very happy. He got his first goal of the season, not just the playoffs last night, and now he gets goal number 2. Puck comes loose to center ice as the Grizzlies find themselves in a hole early on in this one as we have 7:16 remaining to play in the first period. Here's Kip Miller feeding it through to Marinucci. Chris Marinucci has it there for Denver. Marinucci turning at center ice. He moves in all by himself, but had it poked away by O'Donnell. And as Norm said, you can see the confidence on this Phoenix team. And here comes Kaminsky. He's over the line, turned around by Wilson, and the puck comes loose to Pierce. Pierce has McCray with it. Pierce over the line, poked away nicely there by Rod Miller as the Grizzlies moving out to center ice. Into the Phoenix zone is Bloomston for the Roadrunners. Near side to far side rather to Straub. Comes loose now to Pierce. Pierce avoids the check, dumps it into the left wing corner. Sallow leaves it there for Milan Tichy. Milan Tichy moving out of his zone very slowly, trying to find an opening, just flips it ahead. Chris Taylor couldn't reach it. Straub has it for Phoenix. On the left side is Chevalier. Chevalier with a shot a little wide of the net, and a rebound to the board. Tried to put it to the side of the net, they do. Chevalier couldn't pick it up. Milan Tichy with it for Denver. He just turns it up into the crowd as he was trying to play it off the boards. All of a sudden, Grizzlies with 6:10 remaining. Milan Tichy and his mates trail it 2-0 on Prime Sports.
The all-new Subaru Legacy. Its beauty is seen in this beautiful package. And in this beautiful package. Along with standard features like dual airbags and crumple zones, you get the active safety of anti-lock brakes, four-wheel disc brakes. Plus the ultimate safety feature, Subaru all-wheel drive. The Subaru Active Safety Package. It just might be the safest investment you ever make. Subaru. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
The Grizzlies hockey team is out of hibernation, and Guard Sports is your official outlet for all the bare necessities. Grizzlies gear at great savings. Guards has the widest selection, quality service, and low prices. Guards carries Grizzlies apparel and caps from both Nutmeg Mills and the game. Gotta get it now! Choose from the full line of gear from No. 1 Apparel and Logo Athletic. Guard Sports is your official outlet for everything you need to cheer on the Grizzlies hockey team. For all the bare essentials, you gotta get to Guards. Gotta get to Guards!
With Steve Harms, I'm Norm Jones. Glad you've joined us tonight, whether it be on TCI or Jones Intercable in the metro area, perhaps on Scripps Howard in the Longmont-Loveland area. Glad to have you with us. The Grizzlies trail 2-0 as the first period winds down. Goals by Pearson Redmond, the difference.
Chris Taylor thrown out of the face-off circle. From the face-off, the puck comes back to Straub. Straub at the blue line, sends it into the corner. Edgerton lets it go. It's finally picked up by Nachev. Nachev ahead now to Junker. Junker brings it out, feeds it ahead to Vasiliev. Andre Vasiliev into the zone, being watched by Bloomston. Vasiliev trying to feed it through to Nachev, couldn't do it. And Chevalier turns it back into the center ice area where Doug Crossman has it now for Denver. Crossman to Nachev. Leaves it back to Crossman. Crossman up the boards to Junker. He turns it to center. Nobody there in a friendly black shirt. And it's turned back in by Edgerton. Chevalier getting into a little bit of a scrum over along the boards with Vasiliev as the Grizzlies taken into the zone. Chris Taylor trying to get by Chapman. Junker is taken out of the play by Redmond. Bodies flying all over the ice. Here comes Taylor with it. Taylor leaving it there for Junker. It's picked up by Vachon, and he comes out to center ice. Vachon over to Chevalier. Chevalier turning it back to Vachon, is pulled down, and there's no penalty. After it is Nachev for Denver. Here comes Victor Nachev for the Grizzlies. His pass ahead to Kip Miller. Back to Nachev. Nachev turns it in front. It goes right to O'Neill. He covers up and holds on with Jason Simon on the doorstep.
Jason trying to work his way free as he was being restrained there. The Grizzlies trail 2-0 and have been outshot 8-4 with 4:59 left in the first period. Last night, almost 6,000 people in attendance here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. On Wednesday night, just over 5,200. We've talked about it before. It's a very vocal crowd here in Phoenix. They really get behind this team, and the Roadrunners enjoying a lot of confidence at the moment as they really had a great opportunity to win the third game of the series. Game one here in Phoenix didn't in overtime, but they certainly had their chances, and last night they just ran away from the Grizzlies, and now the 2-0 lead tonight.
Well, Phoenix has outshot Denver 8-4 and leads on the scoreboard 2-0 with a face-off to the right of O'Neill inside the Phoenix zone. Puck controlled by the Roadrunners. Here's Chapman. He turns it up along the boards to Nicholas Vachon. Vachon, Bilesma, and Pierce out there now. Redmond had been on that line, and there's going to be a penalty. And an elbowing penalty coming up, and I believe this one is going to be again against the Denver Grizzlies as Jason Simon is detected for an elbow. He's not happy about it. But Phoenix Phoenix gets the power play. We'll have that for you when we come back on Prime.
It works. Simple Green, it works. Really gets down and works. Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is a powerful, economical concentrate. Full strength or with water, it cleans everything from kitchen counters to greasy engines without any bleach or abrasives. Who needs harsh cleaners when there's Simple Green? It works. Simple Green, it works. Really gets down and works. Simple Green keeps your world clean.
Dennis, you're just a little bit too tight, man. You need to loosen up. Who, me? Be provocative. Don't be so conservative. Shake things up. Be shocking. Let your hair down.
Please, lay off the hair, okay?
Over the top, man. Be an individual.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, you can start by eating your pizza the wrong way. Crust first.
That's weird, man. That's too weird.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
Just turn it around. Well, Dave, you crazy, man. You crazy.
Large, just $9.99.
Jason Simon in the penalty box, elbowing at 15-14. Phoenix 0 for 1 on the power play. Earlier, Terry Yake was in the box. The Grizzlies have done a great job killing penalties. But Denver would like to get an opportunity on the power play. While it hasn't been particularly good, you heard Butch Goring say that the Grizzlies have made some adjustments, but so far the Grizzlies have been in the box and not Phoenix. They need to turn that around.
Well, the Grizzlies killed off the only power play opportunity of the night with 4:46 remaining. Grizzlies now will face the next 2 minutes shorthanded. From the face-off, the puck comes to the point. Bloomston to Rob Brown. Brown along the boards, can't control. Here's Bloomston with the drive, and that deflects into the corner where Chevalier has it. Chevalier to Edgerton. Edgerton looking for someplace to go. Gives it to Bloomston. Bloomston turns it along the boards to Brown. Brown in front. Edgerton fans on the shot. And a race to the puck. The Terry Yake picks it up. Yake over the line into the zone. Tried to leave it for Kaminsky, but a nice job by Edgerton to come back and get Kaminsky. Here's Rob Brown to Tomlinson. In front of the net. Nobody there to take the pass. And Terry Yake turns it up the boards again. Finally, it's knocked out to center ice as Yake tried to get by Edgerton. He did a terrific job to come back and break up that rush by Denver. Here's Chevalier. Can't control the puck. Goes into the corner. Gord Dineen picks it up. He finds the opening and sends it down the ice. There you see the power play time remaining for Phoenix. Bartol Bloomston in his own zone. Phoenix leads this one 2-0. They've gotten goals from Pierce and Redmond. Grizzlies have yet to solve the riddle of Mike O'Neill in the Phoenix goal. Here's Brown with it. Brown to the point to Bloomston. Back to Straub. Straub looking for an opening. Goes it along the boards. It goes to Nedemansky. Nedemansky off the side of the net. Puck comes loose to the side of the net. Tommy Sallow is there to hold on. As Notchev and Nedemansky whacked at it and it bounced right to Tommy Sallow, and he was able to cover up.
I guess it's no surprise that this series is beginning to turn out more on even terms from the standpoint of wins, because during the regular season, these teams were dead even with each other. Grizzlies won 5, Roadrunners won 5. There was one other game that was decided in a shootout. Phoenix won the shootout. Grizzlies lost the shootout. The only thing different is that during the regular season, the road team had most of the success. Here in the playoffs, it's been the home team.
Face off to be the left to Tommy Sallow now with 38 seconds remaining in the power play. This is the second power play of the night, both of them to the advantage of Phoenix. From the draw, puck to Chapman. Chapman at the right point. Gets it to Rob Brown, has moved to the right side. Now his shot off a leg and flex to the corner. Comes up to Chris Taylor. Taylor can't get it by Chapman. Kept in. Good work there. Moving in front. Oh, right through the legs of McRae as McRae had a wide open net. Here's Chapman with a drive. He scores!
And that is the first power play goal for Phoenix here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and this is the third game played here in the best of 7 series. They were 0 for 11 prior to that. Power play goal here in Phoenix. The shot came from the line. It looked as though Tommy Sallow may have gotten a piece of it. Did it change direction? Yeah, Sallow had a piece of it as well, but it got by him. And it is now 3-0 on that power play goal. Let's take another look at it. Comes out to the line, and moving in with the shot is Chapman. Redmond. You see it go off Tommy Sallow, and it's now 3-zip. Grizzlies in a hole.
I think that deflected off Chris Taylor. As Chapman gets credit for the goal, McCray and Straub on the assist. A power play goal. Here's Gordon Dean back in his own zone. The Grizzlies would love to just get out of this period. Here's Terry Yake at center ice. Yake into the zone. Yake on the backhand. Puts it on O'Neal and it goes wide. Here's Gordon Dean along the boards. Dean with a nice move. Trying to come out in front. He does, but he couldn't control the puck. It's loose. Phoenix trying to get it out of the zone. Knocked back in by Kip Miller. After it, Vachon. Vachon for the Roadrunners up to Redmond. Here's Redmond coming up the left side, turns it into the Denver zone. Tommy Sallow sweeps it around the boards, intended for Jason Simon. He's taken out of the play by Redmond, but the puck comes loose to Rochefort, who turns it to center to Terry Yake. Yake over the line into the zone. The puck comes loose as Bilesman ties up Yake. Here's Bloomston with it. Jason Simon chasing his man in the corner. Big hit on O'Donnell, but O'Donnell gets it out of the zone down into the Denver end of the ice. Here's Kip Miller. Miller back to Rod Miller. Rod Miller into the zone. Rod Miller taking it along the boards. Trying to find a place to center it. Turns it into the corner. After it's Chevalier, and Chevalier just gets it out of center ice with 1:43 left in the first period. Phoenix leads it 3-0.
How about the shots? Now 11-4 Phoenix. That tells you something.
Kaminsky off the boards. He couldn't get it out. Tomlinson knocked it back into the zone. Here's Milan Tichy. Feeds it up along the boards. Jeff Medill hasn't seen a lot of ice time, but he has the moment now out on the ice, and it's turned into the zone by Rod Miller. Puck picks up by the Roadrunners as they come out to Chevalier on the left wing. Chevalier into the zone. Tries to center it. Rod Miller comes back to knock it away. Kaminsky has it there. Kaminsky moves away from Edgerton. Here's Kaminsky's pass on the right wing. Too far for anybody. Straub keeps it back into the zone. 1 minute remaining in the period. Chevalier takes it away. Here's Chevalier behind the net. Centers into the side of the net. The puck is loose. Chevalier with it again on the wraparound. And Medill comes up with the rebound. And he can't clear it out. Here's Straub with a shot. That's knocked down by the Grizzlies and finally turned out to center ice. But Straub has it again. Turns it into the right wing corner in the Denver zone. Rod Miller after it. He puts it along the boards. Nedemansky with it there. Tichy back after it for Denver. He can't get it out. Finally, the puck just dribbles out to the center ice area with 23 seconds remaining. Tichy along the boards, trying to dig it out. Here comes Milan Tichy as the Grizzlies have it 2-on-1. Tichy with Marinucci. Tichy with a drive wide of the net. He had Marinucci, but he couldn't get the pass across. Bodies flying now. Checks being delivered. Grizzlies trying to put the body on Phoenix, but they're responding in kind. In the corner as the buzzer goes. Well, we had a wild one here. At least a wild one in terms of the scoreboard. 3-0. Phoenix leading the Denver Grizzlies as the teams go off the ice. And the Grizzlies certainly not happy with what's happened in this first period.
Now, 2 penalties in the period. Both went against Denver. A power play goal was scored. Those penalties allowed Phoenix to build up that wide shooting advantage. 12-5 as the period ends. And that gives you good idea of the territorial advantage Phoenix held in the first period. The Grizzlies just not able to really open things up the way they'd like to against this Phoenix team.
Well, they're on their feet as we've got something brewing in behind the net.
Yes, we do. As the teams leave the ice, they went out together. That's dangerous. There's one exit here.
There you see it. That's Redmond and Simon. I'm not sure what happened, but the teams went off together, and they're trying to get the Phoenix players into the dressing room. And I'm not sure how that all happened, but they do go out the same exit. These are the same 2 that almost got into it in the pregame warm-ups, Redmond and Simon. And the Grizzlies very willing and able, so are the Phoenix Roadrunners, to take it off the ice. Finally, they've got them separated as Jason Simon is standing next to one of the linesmen. We had fireworks happening right there, and I'm not sure what started it all. All of a sudden, I looked down and saw quite a group of players congregating around the net, the extra nets that are outside of the ice area. Well, It's a wild one, as we said. We are between the first and second period. We'll come back after this timeout on Prime Sports.
Glittering stars, antique cars. The Imperial Palace has it all. An award-winning hit show, Legends in Concert, featuring live recreations of legendary superstars. The Imperial Palace Antique and Classic Auto Collection, regarded as one of the finest in the world. Affordable elegance, specialty restaurants, casino excitement, a race and sports book, health club, and the friendliest employees in town. The Imperial Palace Hotel and Casino.
Grizzlies fans, get out of your den and into ours. Take advantage of the Grizzlies Den deal during the playoffs. You and your family get tickets, parking, Pizza Hut personal pan pizzas, and Pepsi for just $9.50 per person first round, $10.50 per person second round. The Den deal is available for any Monday through Thursday, first or second round Grizzlies home playoff game. Check out the Rocky Mountain News for your coupon or stop by the Grizzlies box office. The Den deal is brought to you by the Rocky Mountain News and 9 News. Denver Grizzlies playoff action. Can't bear to miss it.
The Grizzlies hockey team is out of hibernation, and Guard Sports is your official outlet for all the bare necessities. Grizzlies gear at great savings. Guards has the widest selection, quality service, and low prices. Guards carries Grizzlies apparel and caps from both Nutmeg Mills and the game. Gotta get it now! Choose from the full line of gear from No. 1 Apparel and Logo Athletic. Guard Sports is your official outlet for everything you need to cheer on the Grizzlies hockey team. For all the bare essentials, you gotta get to Guards. Gotta get to Guards!
Back at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, Phoenix with a 3-0 lead over the Denver Grizzlies. This is the 5th game of the best-of-7 series, and Jeff Medill has joined us after period number 1 as the Grizzlies are behind. And Mad Dog, it's been a tough couple of games for the Grizzlies, hasn't it, yesterday and today?
Yeah, they come up pretty hard, and it's getting a little chip at the end there, but I think it might just be a wake-up call for us. Tommy hasn't played in a while, and I just think we got to get in there and a little more and work them. They've been dumping in and coming at us pretty hard, so it's our turn this next period to get going.
Jeff, we didn't see what happened down there in the corridor. Could you see what started all of that?
Yeah, their guys are mostly off except for Robbie Brown and their coach, and I don't know what him and Chief had to say, but he turned around and he suckered Chief, and so I don't know what he's going to get or what the problem is now, but after that they grabbed him and Chief went down, and Brown just held our guys and we just went off the ice. So I don't know what they're going to get. I don't know what he did by that. They're up 3-0. I don't know what he was trying to prove, but could be a long night and a long series.
Jeff, are you frustrated by the way they're playing? The Grizzlies are a skating team, and they just have not allowed you much room out there.
Yeah, that's playoff hockey, but they're getting away with some stuff. We've got called the last couple of nights, and it's like a total reversal in Denver. They got all the retaliatory penalties, and down here we've been getting them, and we got to stop doing that. That's our problem, and if we're worried about them holding and slashing us, we just got to skate through it, and maybe we'll get some of the calls going the other way.
Tommy Salo in the nets tonight, and of course the 2 goals look like deflections. It looks like that second goal, Dog, I couldn't tell. Looked like it might have hit Tails and gone in off his skate.
No, it was a shot. I think it went through Tommy's legs, and it just came out, and we were angling to land around their guy's stick, and it wasn't it's easy to put in the empty net, and you can't blame Tommy. He's coming out, he's working hard, and it's just the breaks are going with them right now.
All right, listen, we'll let you go. You get back in there. This looks like it's going to be fireworks the rest of the way. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, it should be fun.
That's Jeff Medill, the Mad Dog, and of course, to him, this is fun. This is what happens out there, and we've got a wild one. There's your score, 3-0, Phoenix Roadrunners and the Denver Grizzlies. Glad you're with us on Prime tonight as the Grizzlies trying to end this thing. Don't want to have to go back to Denver, but right now they're down by 3.
The power, the punishment, the pain. The ultimate sports spectacular. Now you can relive the excitement on home video with Top Rank's greatest knockouts. Volumes 1 and 2. Together on one full-length cassette. Legends like Hagler, Hearn, Arguello, Duran. 22 knockouts that changed boxing history. The courage, the champions, and the cheap shots. This is non-stop action, up close and in your face. Call now to order.
The winner by a knockout.
Top Rank's Greatest Knockouts, Volumes 1 and 2. Together only $19.98. Don't miss the bell. Call now.
Call now to order Top Rank's Greatest Knockouts. This video makes the perfect gift. Sorry, no CODs. For faster delivery, please have your credit card ready. Call 1-800-253-8665. That's 1-800-253-8665.
This summer, join Prime Sports for 10 unforgettable days as thousands of U.S. athletes gather in Colorado for the 1995 U.S. Olympic Festival. Be a part of this celebration as America's Olympic hopefuls hit the Rockies, competing for honor, reaching for gold. Tune into Prime Sports, home of the 1995 U.S. Olympic Festival.
This summer on Prime Sports.
Back at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, Phoenix with a healthy 3-0 lead after the first period again. This is Game 5 of this best-of-7 series, and a reminder, if indeed these teams must return to Denver, if Phoenix wins tonight, the series returns back to Denver, and that will be Game 6 of the series tomorrow night at McNichols Sports Arena. Remember the start time, 6 o'clock. Also remember, there are plenty of tickets remaining for that game. They're available at the Grizzlies McNichols Arena box office tomorrow, as well as all King Soopers stores in the Front Range, as well as by telephone, 1-800-444-SEAT. If Game 7 is needed, that'll be played Wednesday, the 10th of May. Andy Brickley is alongside, out of the lineup tonight. And Brick, I guess first thing we need to ask you about is your health, because you are a guy that gets banged up, and obviously you felt some of the nature of this series.
Oh, I certainly did. You know, it's the time of year where you don't really like to talk about injuries. You don't want to give the other team any kind of advantage, any kind of information, so we won't talk about precise injuries. But, you know, this is possibly 4 games in 5 nights, maybe 3 in 3 nights. I haven't played 3 in 3 nights all season long, and we had some guys that hadn't had an opportunity to play in the playoffs. So, and we had the luxury of being up 3-1. So it was an opportunity for the coaching staff to make some difficult decisions, but they made them, and I think they were good ones.
Well, let's talk about your assessment of what's happened in the series here in Phoenix. Steve and I like to think we know what we're talking about, but we don't, so we'll ask an expert. You win that first game in overtime. Boy, that looks like a big, big win at this point, even though Phoenix had an opportunity, certainly, to win that one. They do handle you last night. They've come out and jumped on you tonight. So your assessment of the way things are going.
Well, we were very fortunate to win Game 3. You know, I don't like to hear any whining as to why we won or how we won, but we won the game, so Phoenix had to deal with it, and they did. I played for Robbie Laird, the coach of Phoenix. I know what he's all about, and he brought his team ready to play for Game 4, and all my playoff experience, that knockout punch, that 4th win is always the toughest win to get, and as you saw last night, I mean, a 6-2 thrashing that we took shows how committed and how determined this Phoenix team is. They believe they can beat us. They beat us consistently during the regular season. They have a very good hockey team. They're well disciplined, something that we should pay attention to. We haven't been as disciplined as we should be the last 2 games, taking retaliatory penalties that have cost us, and we've gotten away from our strategy that's led to so much success this season. And, you know, they're a very committed team right now. They're doing all the little things it takes to win, and we're not. And it's very tough to sit up here and watch. And I certainly wouldn't want to be sitting in that locker room right now with the coaching staff. They're going to be some words said for sure.
Is it a time now? This is a skating team, the Grizzlies, and skating much of the time brings out individual talents. But now in the playoffs, when obviously you're not going to get as much room as you usually do, and Phoenix hasn't afforded you that kind of room, does it become more of trying to play more as a team? Not that it hasn't been that way, but if you understand what I'm trying to get to.
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're hitting the nail right on the head. We're playing as individuals. You know, anytime you get frustrated and things aren't going your way, you try and do too much. You try and take it upon yourself to do more, and that, you know, sometimes less is more. You know, play as a team, and you know, we're getting beat to loose pucks because we're standing around. We're getting caught in no man's land. We're not doing stops and starts. We're losing battles along the boards in front of our own net. And anytime you see those types of things, I mean, it's evident to us as we sit up here in the press box why we're losing the hockey game and why we lost last night. And these are areas that we need to address. This is playoff hockey, and things were pretty cushy for us the first 3 games against Minnesota, and even the 3rd game against Minnesota was difficult. A 4-2 victory in Minnesota. We're on the road. It's a tough time. We're getting a taste of a little adversity, and we have to learn to deal with it.
Well, obviously, as the season wound down, you had a lot of success. It was almost steamrolling, and you steamrolled into the playoffs. But now, obviously, you've seen a turn in the track, and you need to get started again. And I certainly appreciate you coming by, Brick.
Oh, thanks a lot, Norm.
Andy Brickley, who we hope is back in the lineup very soon. We'll be back to the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. You see it, 3-0 Phoenix after 1 period. Hockey is out of hibernation. The Denver Grizzlies have trashed their way through the International Hockey League's regular season, shattering records and earning the IHL's regular season championship title. Now the Grizzlies are in the fast lane on the road to the Turner Cup Championship. Don't get left out. Grizzlies playoff tickets are going fast. Purchase tickets for your whole family at any Front Range King Supers or at the Grizzlies box office. Charge by phone at 1-800-444-SEAT. Denver Grizzlies playoff action. Can't. So we're set to go here as Robbie Laird is behind the Phoenix bench, and this Phoenix Roadrunners team would like to extend the series back to Denver tomorrow. If Phoenix wins this one, teams return to Denver. There's a score. Milwaukee leads Las Vegas in the 3rd period 1-0. If Milwaukee wins, that takes care of that series. The winner of this series will play the winner of that series. Well, we're ready to go. Let's take us through the 3rd period. Surely to be exciting. Here's Steve Harms.
All right, Norm, right from the draw, Edgerton dumps it into the Denver zone, and it comes up the near side boards, turned back into the Denver zone. Tommy Salo settling down in that 2nd period, coming up with some big saves after giving up 3 goals in period number 1. Here's Kip Miller over the line, leaves it for Anderson. Anderson's shot just wide. Gordon Dineen with a drive. That one goes wide, goes along the boards. Norman Rochefort keeps it in, takes a hit from Wilson. Kip Miller tries to center it. Wilson is there to take it away. D. Wilson puts it along the boards. Anderson keeps it in front. A shot, and a save by O'Neill and Kaminsky. Back the other way is Chapman. Here's Chapman trying to slow things down, coming out of the Phoenix zone. Puts it into the Denver zone. Norman Rochefort picks it up. Leaves it ahead to Chris Taylor. Taylor's taken out of the play by Redmond. The puck comes loose into the Phoenix zone. O'Neill out of his net. Leaves it there for Bilesma. Haven't seen much from Bilesma tonight. He's been a factor in the last 2 games. Here's Bloomston with it. Back in the Phoenix zone. Sends it around the left wing boards. Doug Crossman is there to knock it down. Picked up, though, by Chapman. Chapman's pass to Redmond. Here's Redmond. Throws it into the left wing corner. Bilesma goes after it. Crossman is there, takes the hit, but gets the puck, and the Grizzlies get it out to center ice. Doug Crossman. To Junker. Junker just gets it out to center. Knocked down there. It comes back into the zone. Redmond turns it up along the right wing boards inside the Grizzly zone. Chris Taylor battling with Bilesman. 2 number 21s, and Bilesman wins the battle. Bilesma along the boards, tried to put it back, but he was assisted by Crossman, and Crossman got the impetus on the puck, and it goes down the ice. You can tell these teams are looking for the big break. Grizzlies had an opportunity early, not able to capitalize. Here's Tichy, Milan Tichy on the rush, backhands it into the zone, behind the net. O'Neill feeds it along the boards, picked up by O'Donnell, who turns it out to center ice. Grizzlies seem to have some momentum right now. They've scored the last 3 goals. It's all tied up at 3 apiece, and O'Donnell has it in his own zone to Randy Pierce. Pierce comes out at center ice. This is what they want to do. He throws it into the corner. They will dump it and chase it. Try to win those battles. Chris Marinucci takes a hit along the boards from McCray. Here's Pierce moving in. Now Brown and Miller in the corner. They dance a little bit, and the puck comes loose to Chris Marinucci. Marinucci out of his own zone. Ahead to Terry Yake. Yake loves the Dipsy Doodle. Leaves it for Marinucci. Oh, Marinucci takes a hit, and he goes down as Chapman put the knee in the shoulder into it. No penalty on the play, and the Grizzlies bench very upset. That's that dangerous kind of play. We have an icing call. Norm, that's the very kind of play that put Jeremy Roenick out for the year when you get that knee-to-knee. And Butch Goring was, for a moment, very upset.
Let's take a look at that. Marinucci comes in. You see those knees come together, and Marinucci does the flip to the ice. Take another look at it. Newt's trying to move in to get a shot off, and then you see the knee coming together.
Well, you know what? On second glance, it was a pretty good hip check.
Well, and Marinucci comes down on the ice, and we'll have a face-off now in the Phoenix zone.
So the Grizzlies trying to control it, can't do it. Here's O'Donnell for the Runners. He gets it on the left side to Tomlinson. Tomlinson can't control. Norman Rochefort has it. He moves nicely away from Tomlinson. Feeds it ahead now to Kaminsky. Jan Kaminsky with a goal tonight. Feeds it toward the goal, but it's knocked down by Edgerton. Nicholas Anderson, the pest, moves in. He can't control it. Here's Edgerton ahead to Tomlinson. Knocked off his stick by Gordon. Edgerton turns it into the right wing corner. Chevalier and Rochefort go after it. Norman wins the battle and turns it out to the zone. It's in the zone. Here's Kaminsky. Kaminsky on the backhand. He's shot. O'Neill holds on as Kaminsky put it on the backhand. He had Miller with him. I don't think he knew he had Miller, but he took the shot, and O'Neill made the save.
O'Neill with that plain white goaltender mask. As you take a look at it, there's Kaminsky moving to the backhand side with a shot, and O'Neill makes the save. Unusual to see a goaltender with just a plain white mask, but O'Neill wears that. Steve made the point a moment ago. The Grizzlies have to win the one-on-one battles. That's what they were not doing in last night's game when they lost 6-2, and early on, you know, Butch Goring always says good defensive play results in good scoring opportunities, and that's the way the Grizzlies have to play it here in the third.
Face-off controlled by Phoenix. They dump it down into the Denver end. Doug Crossman after it. He turns it out to center ice. Bloomston is there. He takes a hit from Taylor. The puck is loose along the boards. Backhanded ahead by Bilesman. It's intercepted by the Grizzlies. Here's Vasilia. Stick handling over the zone. Tried to backhand it through to Junker. Taken away by Straub, and he turns behind his own net. On the left wing board, Straub to Vachon. Vachon tried to hit Netamansky. That puck intercepted by Andre Vasiliev, who has really played hard tonight. He turns it back into the zone. Loose puck at center ice. Here's Marinucci with to Medill. Mad Dog with a quick shot. That one partially deflected by Bloomston. Picked up by Netamansky. Turned around into the corner. Straub puts it up along the boards. Here comes Phoenix out of their own zone. Netamansky being watched there by Yates. Netamansky taken out of the play by Rod Miller, who breaks his stick. After it, Yates. Puck is loose. Marinucci going after it. He can't reach it. Here comes Jeff Medill. Jeff Medill out of his own zone. He's got two guys with him. Let's see if he gets it to Yates or Marinucci. Here's Marinucci. Oh, and he had a wide open net, and he fanned on the shot. Chapman comes up with it, turns it out to center ice, and the Grizzlies starting to use the body again. A wide open net, and they fanned on the shot. Here's Tichy with a drive over the top of the net. After it, Kaminsky. As we said, the Grizzlies starting to win the battle along the boards for the puck. Chapman, as Phoenix trying to slow things down, he turns it out to center. Here's Gordon, dumping it right back into the Phoenix zone. O'Neill has to come out and play it along the boards. Randy Pierce trying to dig it out. Gordon takes the hit, can't control the puck, but Kip Miller comes up with it. Nice move by Nicholas Anderson. Anderson finds an opening. He sends it ahead. Chapman knocks it down. Chapman back in his own zone. His pass over to Wilson, knocked away, and behind the net it goes to Kip Miller. He takes the hit, couldn't come up with a puck. Kaminsky avoids the check, but Pierce wins that battle, and here comes Phoenix the other way. It's Steve Wilson, the defenseman, turns it into the Denver zone and peels off. Puck comes loose now to Norman Rochefort. He puts it behind the net, picked up by Gordon. Knee out to center ice. Here's Kip Miller. He had it knocked away, but Kip comes back and picks it up. Kip Miller in his own zone. The Grizzlies starting to really fly now. They've tied this game at 3. They were trailing 3-0. Here's Kip Miller. To Vasilia. His shot. Save O'Neill. After it goes Nachev. Nachev with a weird angle. O'Neill makes the save. Picked up by Chris Taylor. Back in the Phoenix zone. The Grizzlies pressing all over the ice. You have to be careful. You start getting anxious. You move up too far. Sometimes you can get caught. Grizzlies have to be careful of that. They were down 3-0. They have tied this game at 3 with 3 second-period goals. Here's Edgerton. Long pass too far for Chevalier. Tommy Salo out of his net. Clears it along the right wing for Denver. Back into the zone. It's Nachev. He sends it around to Vasiliev. Vasiliev off the boards out to center ice. Vasiliev takes a hit from Chevalier. Chevalier late coming out of the zone. It's a late offsides. The puck comes around the boards. Here's Jeff Medill. He had it poked away. After it goes Redden. Redden with a goal tonight. He's taken out of the play on a check by Crossman. Crowd wanted a penalty, none called. Finally, it's kicked down the ice with a little wedge shot by Yates. Back after it now is Straub. He's chased by Marinucci. Chris Marinucci after it. Grizzlies trying to control. They do. Kept in nicely by Jeff Medill. Puck goes into the corner. Finally, Phoenix feeds it up along the boards and sends it down the ice. That will go the length of the ice, but Tommy Salo has to play it. Here's Rod Miller. We have played about 4 minutes with no whistles. Here's Yake trying to feed it through a breaking Medill, and he couldn't get it through. Here's Redmond. His pass knocked down by Rod Miller, who throws it out of the zone. It's knocked back into the zone now. Body's starting to come together. Here's Terry Yake. Yake over the line into the zone. He's got Medill breaking. Gets it to Marinucci. Chris turns away. Puts it over to the right wing. Medill throws it into the corner. It comes along the boards, picked up by Chapman. He turns it out too far for Pierce. Here's Kip Miller off the bench, back in his own zone. We have played about 5 minutes with no whistles here. Play up and down the ice. Teams having to change on the fly. Milan Tichy fakes the pass. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Here's Norman Rochefort, steady defenseman, ahead to Nicholas Anderson. Nicholas Anderson over the line. He's got Kaminsky with a drive. They score! Kaminsky let one go and went off the shoulder of O'Neill, and the Grizzlies have taken a 4-3 lead.
Jan Kaminsky finds it again, and it does go off of O'Neill. O'Neill has been so sharp, but the Grizzlies have now come back with 4 unanswered goals to take the lead for the first time in the game. Take a look at it as the pass comes ahead to Nicholas Anderson. Anderson into the zone with Kaminsky. He will move to the sideboards, give the puck to Kaminsky, who one-times it. And O'Neill got the glove hand up. From his perspective, he probably should have had it. Should have made the save. He didn't. The Grizzlies say thank you very much and take a 4-3 lead. You see it there again.
Well, we have 12:01 remaining. What a comeback by the Grizzlies. And you talk about the crowd being taken out of this game. The Grizzlies trailed 3-0. Jan Kaminsky with 2 goals tonight gives Denver the lead. Here's Vasiliev into the zone. His shot, and O'Neill makes the save. I don't know what happened to the Grizzlies all of a sudden midway through the period number 2, but they have taken off. Doug Crossman in his own zone to Vasiliev. Andre Vasiliev stick handles by Edgerton. Leaves it there for Junker. Junker to Vasiliev. Here's Vasiliev. He shoots. He scores! Andre Vasiliev! What a beautiful play as he took the pass from Junker, and the Grizzlies lead it 5-3.
The Grizzlies have scored 5 unanswered goals to wipe out a 3-0 Phoenix lead after the first period. It is now 5-3, and Andre Vasiliev has given the Grizzlies a cushion. Here's Junker into the zone. As he moves in, he drops it for Vasiliev, who waits, finds the opening and lets it go. And it does go off of O'Neill, but again, O'Neill can't cleanly play it. And it is 5-3 Denver. Drops it off for Vasiliev as Junker. Vasiliev waits, finds the opening, lets it fly. And that beats O'Neill. And it is now 5-3. You see Vasiliev waiting, showing plenty of patience. And that goes off the glove hand of O'Neill. The last 2 goals have gone off the glove hand.
Well, the Phoenix Roadrunners had a 3-0 lead. They trail it 5-3. Here's Bilesman into the zone. Puck comes loose out to center ice. Here's Terry Yake. Grizzlies flying back the other way. Yake has Marinucci. Marinucci with a shot. Oh, and that just goes wide as O'Neill got a piece of it. Marinucci goes after it. He turns it in behind the net. After it, there is Bloomston. Bloomston throws it up along the boards, kept in by Tichy. Back to Tichy. Oh, Tichy with a drive. Rebound Yake. Oh, and he hits the crossbar. Puck comes down to Marinucci. Marinucci to Yake. Back to Marinucci. Out into the slot. Medill was breaking, but he couldn't get it through. On the right side is Tichy. Turns it back in behind the net. Crowd starting to boo the Phoenix Roadrunners. They were all for him. Win or tie, I guess. They're trailing it now 5-3, and they turn it into the Denver zone. Back after it, Rod Miller. Clock becoming a factor. 10:24 remaining. Rod Miller sends it the length of the ice right to O'Neill. He has to make the save. He clears it out to center ice. Here's Rod Brown. We haven't heard much from Brown lately. He's tied up by Anderson. They take it in behind the net. Here's Gord Dineen. Dineen dumps it along the boards. Can't get it out. Trying to come loose is Chapman. Chapman puts it to the side of the net. They bang away at it. Puck is loose. Brown take him down. Here come the Grizzlies out of their zone. It's Kaminsky. Kaminsky still with the puck. Look at him go. He gets it to Anderson. Anderson to Kaminsky. Kaminsky taken out of the play from behind by Pierce. Here's Nicholas Anderson. He can't control. Picked up by Chapman. Chapman along the boards to Gord Dineen, who turns it right back into the Phoenix zone. 9:42 remaining. Here's Chapman with a drive off the boards. Picked up by Norman Rochefort, who clears it out to center ice.
No whistles at all. I mean, this period has had very few whistles, and as long as these teams play hockey, the referee won't blow the whistle very often.
Well, I think we might get one now as Norman Rochefort decides enough is enough. We will take a quick timeout. The Grizzlies trailing 3-0, now lead at 5-3. 9:19 remaining on Prime Sports.
Hockey is out of hibernation. The Denver Grizzlies have trashed their way through the International Hockey League's regular season, shattering records and earning the IHL's regular season championship title. Now the Grizzlies are in the fast lane on the road to the Turner Cup Championship. Don't get left out. Grizzlies playoff tickets are going fast. Purchase tickets for your whole family at any Front Range King Supers or at the Grizzlies box office. Charge by phone at 1-800-444-SEAT. Denver Grizzlies playoff action. Can't bear to miss it.
Bridgestone is about to change the way you feel about driving on ice. We're at an ice rink to show you a breakthrough in tire technology. The Blizzak Ice Tire, the first winter tire with Bridgestone's patented multi-cell compound, designed to bite through snow and stick to ice. In fact, at only 30 miles per hour, a set of Blizzaks stop 35 feet shorter than a set of popular all-season radials. Blizzak from Bridgestone. If you're not using them, what's stopping you?
See it, scoring by periods. 3-0 Roadrunners after the first. The Grizzlies were in a heck of a tailspin, but they come out tied in the second, have added 2 more here in the third to score 5 unanswered goals, take a 5-3 lead. Grizzlies need to be strong defensively again. They need to really be sharp in that area. Look at the shots, 24-17 Grizzlies. Grizzlies know that good defense turns into offensive opportunity. See if they can keep the flow going. Not many whistles in the period.
Well, from the face-off, the Grizzlies just bump it out to center ice. Junker, he has Vasiliev with him. Moves it ahead to Vasiliev. Vasiliev taken out of the play by Bloomston. Bloomston turns it around the boards. Doug Crossman will chase it back out to center ice. Here's Doug Crossman off the boards, back into the Phoenix zone. O'Donnell, Sean O'Donnell has it for Phoenix, being watched by Junker. He bumps it off the boards, not careful to drive, and that one deflects off a leg out to center ice. Finally, a bungo shot by Chris Taylor turns it back into the Phoenix zone. He picked that one right out of the air. With pretty fair hand-eye coordination to do that. Out to center ice. The puck comes loose. Grizzlies changing after it. Rod Miller. He squirts it up the boards. Picked off there by Yake, who turns it out to center ice. Almost taken away. Now it is by Marinucci, but they rule it offside. And I think Marinucci put himself offside on that play and to whistle it down. And the face-off will come just outside the Phoenix zone with 8.5 minutes remaining.
I think you saw a good example of the step the Grizzlies have picked up on that face-off. Just moments ago in the Grizzlies zone. They pounced on that puck and got to center very quickly. That is as quick as the Grizzlies have been in a long time here in the 3 games in Phoenix. Very, very quick.
And with 1 minute remaining in the third period in Las Vegas, Milwaukee trying to wrap that one up as they lead Las Vegas 2-0. But the issue at hand is right here for the Phoenix Roadrunners. They face elimination at 8 minutes and 16 seconds. The Grizzlies have taken the lead 5-3. Here's Jeff Medill's pass on the left side to Chris Marinucci. Nucci just dumps it in behind the net, but O'Neill leaves it there for Straub. Here's Straub coming out of his own zone. Chapman being watched by Yake. Chapman all of a sudden now, Phoenix has nowhere to go with the puck. As the Grizzlies have turned the tide on Phoenix and have beaten them at their own game. They're stacking it up at the center ice area and not allowing Phoenix to get anything going. The Phoenix Roadrunners are a very potent team. You never know what they're capable of doing. They've led this game 3-0, and the Grizzlies have come back with 5 unanswered goals to take the 5-3 lead with 7.5 minutes to go. Puck comes loose, knocked down by Gord Dineen. That was kind of a hand pass from Rochefort to Dineen. They sort of did the single wing on that one. We'll come back, take you the rest of the way. There's your score. Time left, 7:26 on Prime Sports.
Introducing Miracle Thaw, the incredible new defrosting tray that perfectly thaws frozen food like magic in just minutes. No chemicals, no batteries, no wires. Look, this thick steak could take all day to defrost, but just place it on Miracle Thaw and in 30 minutes it's butcher block fresh. Amazing. Just watch what happens to this ice cube. The secret is in the superconductive metal. It absorbs the natural heat from the air and releases it into the frozen food. The tray is cool to the touch, but the cube melts like it was on a hot griddle. Microwaves give you dry cooked edges, causing stale flavor. But these rock-hard chicken breasts are moist and tender in just 12 minutes. Now, defrost any meat or fish in no time. Food always thaws cool and juicy for the best flavor. You'll be amazed how fast you can go from this to this with Miracle Thaw. Now only $19.95.
Credit card users call toll-free 1-800-253-8665. Sorry, no CODs. That's 1-800-253-8665 or send us $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping to the address shown. Miracle Thaw is not in store, so call 1-800-253-8665.
Grizzlies playoff tickets now available at any Front Range King Soopers. The Denver Grizzlies box office are charged by phone by calling 1-800-444-SEAT. If the Grizzlies hang on, they move to the next round. And that is a week, well, it's next Friday and Saturday. That's when it begins in Denver, next Friday and Saturday. And it looks as though it may be against Milwaukee. Should they hang on to win, tickets available for that third round at the Denver Grizzlies box office at all King Soopers, as well as calling 1-800-444-SEAT.
Let us not, though, count our chickens before they're hatched. We've still got time remaining here. 7:16 remaining in the third period. Denver with a 2-goal lead. Kip Miller working hard in the corner, takes it away. Here's Kaminsky back in the corner. Miller trying to get away from Wilson. Wilson bumps him along the boards. Finally, O'Donnell turns it out. Picked up by Tomlinson. Tomlinson's pass, they couldn't get it through. Picked up by Chevalier. Chevalier kicks it into the zone. Gord Dineen after it. Gord turns back in his own zone. Dineen for Denver. Fires it off the boards out to center ice. Goes back into the Phoenix zone. Wilson is there. He dumps at the length of the ice. And that's touched by Gord Dineen. It will be an icing call. He does. It is. Face-off back in the Phoenix zone.
So not as to count our chickens before they're hatched. If somehow Phoenix comes back to win this game, then the next game of this series...
You're a man of options.
...will be tomorrow. Yes, indeed. Will be tomorrow at McNichols Sports Arena. That would be a 6 o'clock start. Tomorrow at McNichols, if Phoenix comes back to win this game, the teams would go back to Denver. If Denver wins, it's on for Denver to the next round, the Western Conference Championship. That would begin next Friday at McNichols Sports Arena, 7 o'clock.
All right, from the face-off, controlled by the Roadrunners. Straub in behind his own net to Bloomston. Bloomston finds a pass on the left side. McCray can't control it. He's run off the puck. Straub just dumps it down into the Denver zone. After it, Victor Nachev. Nachev off the boards. A Junker tips it out to center ice. Straub comes back after it. 6:18 remaining, but Junker takes it away. Junker moves in front. Ooh, on the backhand, he gave it to Chris Taylor. Taylor couldn't get the shot away. McCray takes a man down, puck along the boards. Taylor trying to dig it loose. Here's Pierce with it. Pierce to Rob Brown. He is dangerous. Brown's pass, though, intercepted by Crossman. Crossman just fires it up into the crowd, and we've got a whistle and a face-off and a happy fan.
Milwaukee has beaten Las Vegas 3-0. They advance. Milwaukee will be the opponent to one of these two teams in the Western Conference Final. The Milwaukee Admirals will be either here in Phoenix or in Denver. Next Friday again. Next Friday and Saturday would be the first two games of that Western Conference Championship Series in Denver. If the Grizzlies win, they would have home ice advantage. Again, it'd be a 2-3-2 series. Still time left, though. 5:58. Grizzlies lead by 2, but a Phoenix goal would make things very interesting.
Well, they dropped the face-off, and not till there was a whistle or they dropped the puck. Face-off inside the Denver zone. Tommy Salo, beaten 3 times in the first period, has been perfect since then. Pierce, Redmond, and Chapman in period number 1, 3-0 Phoenix after 1. It was Kaminsky, Marinucci, and Taylor, 3-3 after 2. Kaminsky and Vasiliev make it 5-3 Denver with 5:56 remaining to play. Third period here at the Veterans Coliseum in Phoenix. Here's Bilesman working on Rod Miller. Bilesman puts it back to Chapman, but it's knocked away by Tichy. Tichy up along the boards, and it comes down into the Phoenix zone. Denver happy right now, or content anyway, to just try to keep the puck out of their zone. Milesmo off the boards to Redmond. Redmond moves into the zone, overskates the puck. Here's Marinucci coming back the other way, takes it smartly over center, and sends it down the ice. Phoenix comes out of its own zone. Here's Vachon. Vachon gets it to Redmond. Redmond backhands it into the corner. Right wing corner, back after it, Normand Rochefort. Rochefort for Denver, up to Jeff Medill on the left wing. Medill just smartly feathers it down into the Phoenix zone. We'll watch the clock start to click down. 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Phoenix puts it into the right wing corner. After it's Chevalier. His shot off the glove of Tommy Salo, and Tommy Salo covers up and holds on as Tommy juggled that one a bit, Norm, and had to come down and cover it up.
Did a great job, did Tommy Salo, and we'll take another look at that puck that really was kind of tough to handle. It was just flipped toward the net, and Salo got a piece of it. It kind of got away from him and alertly goes down on the puck to stop play. That forces a face-off. 2-goal leads are sometimes fool you, because if the Phoenix Roadrunners are able to pick one up and close within one, it makes things very difficult for the Grizzlies.
Well, the Grizzlies and the Roadrunners falling down behind the net. Punk comes to the side of the net, over to the right wing boards. Bloomston tries to keep it in. Here's a long shot by Edgerton. That deflects wide. Phoenix working hard behind the net. They've got the man in front. The puck comes loose. Here comes Denver out of its own zone. It's Kaminsky. Kaminsky with a pass to Kip Miller. Kip Miller winds up his shot. Rebound comes out. Anderson couldn't reach it. Puck goes loose to Edgerton. Edgerton to Chevalier. Chevalier on the left wing to O'Donnell. Here's O'Donnell. He goes into the zone. Backhands a pass along the boards. Gordon is there to pick it up. He feeds it across to Nachev. Nachev smartly feathers it down into the Phoenix zone. Bloomston turns it quickly to O'Donnell. He has to wait for it. Now O'Donnell puts it around the boards behind the net. Salo gets a piece of it. We got Pearson Nachev, but Brown comes up with it. Brown back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's weak shot picked up by Crossman, sent down the boards. A race for it now. Here's Taylor. Taylor had it knocked away on the nice play by Scott. Ooh, and he had Vasiliev in front, and he couldn't connect. Puck comes loose now to McRae. Here's McRae into the Denver zone. His drive. Oh, Salo with the glove hand makes the save and turns it out to center ice, but they whistle it down as Rob Brown is dumped. He's upset. We've got some pushing and shoving. We'll keep it right here for just a moment, see if anything develops. Tempers are frayed. The last thing either one of these teams wants is a penalty. It's settled down. We'll take a quick timeout. 5-3 Grizzlies, 3:40 left, period number 3.
The Grizzlies hockey team is out of hibernation, and Guard Sports is your official outlet for all the bare necessities. Grizzlies gear at great savings. Guards has the widest selection, quality service, and low prices. Guards carries Grizzlies apparel and caps from both Nutmeg Mills and the game. Gotta get it now! Choose from the full line of gear from #1 Apparel and Logo Athletic. Guard Sports is your official outlet for everything you need to cheer on the Grizzlies hockey team. For all the bare essentials, you gotta get to Guards. Gotta get to Guards!
Glittering Stars Antique Cars, the Imperial Palace has it all. An award-winning hit show, Legends in Concert, featuring live recreations of legendary superstars. The Imperial Palace Antique and Classic Auto Collection, regarded as one of the finest in the world. Affordable elegance, specialty restaurants, casino excitement, a race and sports book, health club, and the friendliest employees in town. The Imperial Palace Hotel and Casino.
Coach of the Phoenix Roadrunners in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. His season is over, along with the Phoenix Roadrunners, if things don't change. Phoenix outshot Denver in the first period 12-5. But since the first period, you saw it, Phoenix with only 7 shots since that first period. Grizzlies outshooting Phoenix 27-19 at this point, leading 5-3. Little extracurricular activity in the seats as we came back. But the face-off comes in the Grizzlies zone to the right of Tommy Salo.
So we've got 3:40 left, as Norm said. The Grizzlies with a defensive work cut out for them now. And from the draw, here's Rod Miller around the boards to Marinucci. Marinucci watched by Straub. Marinucci with the puck, trying to kick it ahead. They pinch in along the boards. Puck comes loose. Here's Terry Aiken. with it. He feeds it out too far for Jeff Medill. Puck comes loose to Rob Brown. Brown with it for Phoenix. Phoenix led 3-0. Denver tied it at 3 and now leads 5-3 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Third period. Here's Straub in his own zone being watched by Marinucci. All of a sudden, something happened and the Grizzlies took this one over. Here's Pierce. Pierce feeding it in front, knocked down by Tichy. Puck goes loose to Salo, and he holds on with Chapman right on the doorstep.
Well, I'll tell you, Tichy couldn't get the puck out of his glove. It's like a baseball player who gets the glove, the ball rather, kind of caught up in a glove. That was the case there, but Tommy Salo alertly swiped the puck out of midair and hung on to it as Phoenix was closing in. There is the puck going off the shoulder of Tichy after he had controlled it, kind of lost control of it, had trouble kind of getting it out of his glove, and then it flipped toward the goaltender, Tommy Salo. He hangs on, and we'll have a face-off with 2 minutes 59 seconds left in this series if Denver wins. The Grizzlies would move on to the Western Conference Championship in their quest for the Turner Cup, but there is 2:59 left. It's a 2-goal margin. A 3-goal margin would be very nice for the Grizzlies. Expect to see O'Neill out of the net. The season is over for Phoenix if they don't win this one, so he'll be out, I would think, maybe early.
Well, the first face-off is controlled by Phoenix. Bloomston puts it on to the side of the net. After it, Gordon Dineen. Dineen looking for an opening. He's hit heavily along the boards. Puck comes loose. A quick shot. Salo kicks it aside. Here's Dineen with it again. He just pops it up in the air. Bilesman knocks it down. Puck comes loose now along the boards. Vachon puts it over to the right wing. Bloomston bumped off the puck, but it comes to Redmond. Here's Redmond. His pass knocked away. Anderson tying up Bloomston. Bloomston trying to center it. Puck on the side of the net. It goes behind the net. Gordon Dineen dives after it. Here's Vachon with it. Vachon right to Tommy Salo, and with Redmond on the doorstep, he holds on, and now Redmond and Rosberg do a little dance behind the goal as Redmond took a swipe at Tommy Salo's gloved hand. Redmond had an awful lot to say to Salo after Redmond scored early in this game. He scored the second goal. Salo stood his ground and held on to the puck.
Well, these teams really, early in the game, the Roadrunners were able to take the body very aggressively, go at the Grizzlies aggressively. As you look at Tommy react to that slap after he made the save, and Redmond, as you mentioned, Steve, earlier, had a lot to say. Not so much now, but the Roadrunners are not able now to play that style that they were early when they kind of got the Grizzlies off balance. The Grizzlies were taking some unnecessary penalties. The Grizzlies were not disciplined as Butch Goring would like them to be. We're going to have a timeout here. The Grizzlies take a timeout.
Well, the Grizzlies do take the timeout. The score is 5-3, 2:20 remaining. We'll come back and maybe bring you the rest of this one after we take the timeout.
You've busted your back, you've nearly drowned yourself, and your car wash is still hit or miss. Next time, use a Shawala. A Shawala wash is the fastest, easiest, most thorough car wash there is. The giant washing surface cleans your entire car in no time, with the same type of material used in professional brushless car washes. So tough, it's virtually indestructible. And look, it would take all these ordinary sponges to equal the surface washing area of one Shawala. Nothing can hold more soap. Have a van? Then you've got to have a Shawala. No climbing, no straining. The extra long handle reaches even the highest vehicle. Cleans wheels and tires in seconds. There's never been a better wash than a Shawala wash. It's only $19.95, so order yours now.
Call toll-free 1-800-253-8665 or send $19.95 plus shipping and handling to Shawala, P.O. Box 4943, Department in Omaha, Nebraska. For fastest delivery, use your credit card and call 1-800-253-8665 now.
Well, as suggested, the net is empty in the Phoenix zone with a face-off in the Grizzlies' end. The extra attacker is out for Phoenix. The empty net. And the Grizzlies with a 5-3 lead. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this one.
Well, 2 minutes and 20 seconds when you're on the road up by 2 can feel like an eternity. We'll see what happens. Here's Bloomston to Chevalier. Tries to put it in front. It goes to the side. They throw it around to the boards. After it, the Grizzlies just dump it out to center ice. Good work there by Jan Kaminsky. He has truly been a star in this game tonight. Grizzlies looking for the open net. Taylor backhands it in, but Rob Brown was there to knock it away. Chevalier can't control. Here's Vasiliev turning it back to center ice. Vasiliev with it now. He takes a shot. Bloomston back there to knock it away. Bloomston to Rob Brown. He's got Tomlinson. Brown throws it on Tommy Salo. Salo leaves it for Rochefort. Rochefort off the boards. That one goes up into the crowd, and we'll have a whistle and a face-off with 1:43 remaining. 5-3 Denver on top in a game that has been unbelievably exciting.
Well, in the first period, it was Pierce, Redmond, and Chapman scoring for the Roadrunners. That Chapman goal was a power play goal. It was 3-0 Phoenix. In the second period, Kaminsky, Marinucci, and Taylor to tie the game. Here in the third, Kaminsky with his second, and Vasiliev. And the Grizzlies scoring 5 unanswered goals. Come back from what looked to be a very low moment for this team, and they trailed 3-0 after the first period. And the Grizzlies, in remarkable fashion, have come back. Now they just have to stave off the pressure because the net remains empty. The extra attacker is out for Phoenix, and the Grizzlies have to be strong defensively. Again, the face-off in the Denver zone.
It is very important, though, for the Grizzlies to try to get the puck over center ice before they take a shot. But we'll see what happens. The Phoenix Roadrunners down by 2. Chevalier in the corner. Grizzlies go after it. Picked up by Edgerton. Puts it back to Chevalier. Chevalier looking at someplace to center. Rochefort watching him. They try to put it in front. It's behind the net. It's loose in front. They take a swipe at it. It comes loose. Here's Edgerton with it. Edgerton winds up. His shot knocked down in front of the net. Backhanded by Brown. He couldn't get it away. He goes down. Puck comes loose in front. Oh, Salo tips it over to the side. It's along the boards. Time coming down now close to 1 minute. Behind the net. It goes to Brown. He tried to center. Here's Kaminsky. Oh, Kaminsky should have bounced it off the boards. He tried to make the move. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Grizzlies trying to get it out of the zone. It goes to the side of the net. Here's Rochefort dumping it around. After it, Tomlinson. Tomlinson trying to turn it in. He does. Rob Brown in front. They score!
The Grizzlies couldn't get it out of their own zone. Rob Brown has scored to make things tight. It's 5-4 Grizzlies. That's like a power play because the extra attacker is out of the ice with the goaltender out of the net. And the Grizzlies now with a 1-goal advantage. And this thing with 47 seconds left is not over. There is the puck sent toward the net from a very weird angle by Rob Brown. Rob Brown. It went off of Tommy Salo in behind him. And that makes it 5-4. That was an almost impossible angle. But when you're in desperation, you just throw it toward the front of the net. That's what Rob Brown did. And it results in a goal. I was saying that 2-goal advantages, while you'd rather be up by 2 than down by 2, is positive. But it isn't as safe as many think, because now the pressure can continue from Phoenix. For the moment, O'Neill's in the net, but he'll come out as soon as Phoenix is able to get it in the Denver zone. Grizzlies' job, get it into the Phoenix end.
Well, it was Brown for McRae and Tomlinson, and you have to look back at Jan Kaminsky, who tried to make a move to come out of his zone instead of bumping it off the boards. From the face-off, it's controlled by the Roadrunners. It goes into the Denver zone. Here's Kip Miller going after it. He touches it there to wave off the icing. Puck around the boards. Here's Miller with it again. Junker has it now. Back to Miller. Miller moving to the slot. His shot knocked down by Bloomston. Picked up by Vasiliev. Vasiliev in front. Oh, and it's loose again. Well saved by Chevalier. Back comes the puck. They dump it into the zone. Picked up by Bloomston. 17 seconds left. It goes around the boards. Picked up by Nacha. Nacha trying to dig it loose. He touches it. We have an icing call, and the faceoff will come back inside of the Phoenix zone.
Oh, boy, was that a big call, the icing call. That means O'Neill will have to come back with a face-off in the Phoenix end. We get players coming together in front of the Denver goal. It's 5-4 Grizzlies, but the face-off is back in the Phoenix zone. Now, let's see, is it or is it not? Medill
Well, no, but Bill is asking, he's asking about whether there's a penalty against Edgerton for pretending he was going to swing his stick at the linesman. That's what Medill came out. He pulled his stick back and said, what are you going to do about that?
Face-off is in the Phoenix zone. The net is still empty. O'Neill's off the bench. Hasn't moved into the net yet. Here he comes.
The minute that play was whistled down, Edgerton went up and pretended he was going to swing his stick at the linesman. That is an automatic penalty. It was called a couple of games ago. It's called in the Minnesota series against Mike McWilliam. And that should be an automatic penalty, and that's what Jeff Medill wanted to have happen. But it wasn't happening. They'll take the face-off down here in the zone.
Yeah, that's the big plus. 11 seconds remaining.
The Grizzlies 11 seconds away from going home and having a visit next weekend, Norm, from the Milwaukee Admirals.
That'll be next Friday and Saturday at McNichols Sports Arena. First two games of round 3 of the Western Conference Championship.
Well, you see the clock. This will be it. They send it down the ice. It goes to Rosford. He puts it out to center. 2 seconds, and the Grizzlies win it. They win the series and now move on to take on the Milwaukee Admirals. They were trailing at 3-0, and the Denver Grizzlies, what an effort, coming back and scoring 5 goals and winning it 5-4.
And now all the debris coming out of the seats on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies being pelted by cups as they come out of the seats, but the Grizzlies have come back in remarkable fashion because Phoenix really had the Grizzlies reeling after that 6-2 win last night. And really, Phoenix had every opportunity and just didn't win the first game here in Phoenix. The Grizzlies found the answer, but in remarkable fashion, the Grizzlies come back and win the game today after trailing 3-0. They score 5 unanswered goals before Phoenix closes within 1, and now the traditional handshake at center ice. But the Grizzlies, as you see Kevin Cheveldayoff greeting his team, Kevin Cheveldayoff, the Grizzlies assistant coach, the Grizzlies now move on, and we will talk about all of that over the next few minutes. But the final score from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum that ends this series, the Grizzlies winning it 4-1, and it's 5-4 the final. We'll be back. Stay with us. Unbelievable.
Being a fan is tough when your team isn't the home team, especially when I try to find coverage of my favorite team in the local paper. I'm lucky there's even a box score. Well, if you're like me, you'll be happy to know there's one publication that'll make you feel right at home. The Sporting News. You'll love the Sporting News no matter what team you love, even if it is the home team.
Call this number now and get 4 issues of the Sporting News free. You'll get opinions and strategies, transactions, trade rumors, injury reports, and the lowdown on the minors. Plus football, basketball, and hockey all year long. Call now and you'll get 4 free issues. If you like them, you'll get 24 more issues at this great TV price. If not, just mark the bill, cancel, and owe nothing. The 4 issues are yours to keep.
So call now for the Sporting News, the publication that treats every team like the home team.
Call now and get 4 great issues of the Sporting News free.
Call now, 1-800-253-8665.
Dennis, you're just a little bit too tight, man. You need to loosen up.
Who, me?
Be provocative. Don't be so conservative. Shake things up. Be shocking. Let your hair down.
Please, lay off the hair, okay?
Over the top, man. Be an individual.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, you can start by eating your pizza the wrong way. Crust first.
That's weird, man. That's too weird.
Introducing stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. With a ring of cheese baked into a totally new, thinner crust, you'll want to eat it the wrong way. Crust first.
Just turn it around.
Well, Dave, you crazy, man. You crazy.
Large, just $9.99.
The all-new Subaru Impreza Coupe has dual airbags and crumple zones to help you survive accidents. But its real beauty is helping you avoid them. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. It's the kind of safety no one can afford to be without. And at this price, no one has to be. The all-road, all-weather, all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
With Steve Harms, I'm Norm Jones at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix. The final score, the Grizzlies beat the Roadrunners by a score of 5-4. I'll tell you, if you weren't entertained by this game, nothing's going to entertain you. The third game of the series, very exciting. The Grizzlies won that one in overtime, and then this one tonight to end the series. Grizzlies win the series 4-1 and advance to the Western Conference Championship Series. Jan Kaminsky scored 2 goals to lead the way for the Grizzlies. Jan has joined us, and congratulations on a terrific game. The way the Grizzlies turned it around after that first period, just amazing. What were your thoughts about turning things around? You hear us, Jan?
Yeah, I'm here.
What was it that got the Grizzlies going in the right direction after you trailed 3-0 in and after the first period?
Everybody just come back to the dressing room and tell each other, don't worry about, we better team, and just stick around, and everybody just help each other and go on the ice and play our game. So,
Jan, look at the television screen. It was 3-0 when you scored this goal. Do you remember how it happened?
Yeah. Nicky Anderson, great play behind the net, and just a great pass. And then just shoot a puck in the net. That's all. Nick Anderson, great play.
And then you made it 4-3 with a go-ahead goal again. Anderson Kaminsky.
Yeah. I just tell myself before this period just to focus on the net, and if I get chance, just shoot the puck. That's all. And I'm doing like that, like I think.
Well, you really did just that, and you're due congratulations. So are the Grizzlies for those 2 goals. Thanks for talking with us. You led the way. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
That's Jan Kaminsky. He had the first goal, the one that put him on the board, and then the goal that for a while looked like it would be the winner. He had the 4th goal. Butch Goring, the head coach of the Denver Grizzlies, who probably is looking at this one thinking, why didn't we do this last night?
Right.
But Butch joining us right now. Butch, you were down 3-0, and I'm sure you felt you had him just where you wanted him.
Not quite, Steve. I'll tell you what, I think people in Winnipeg probably could have heard me in between periods. Certainly mentally I was very, very upset, but these guys have found a way to come back all year. As we've said many times, they've overcome different obstacles, and this was a unique one tonight, but I guess it just shows you what we can do and really put the pedal to the metal, as they would say.
It seemed as though you really did pick up a step, Butch, and it began to develop in that second period where you really were quicker than you were in the first period, and certainly last night.
Well, there's no question about it. We wouldn't have to be a lot quicker in the second period than we were in the first, because we did an awful lot of standing around and deserved to be down 3-0. But our game really picked up, I think, when we started moving the puck, and particularly in the middle of the ice. I mean, our transition game all of a sudden came alive, and guys were skating, and the things that we talked about doing as far as not turning the puck over, just getting in wide and going with speed, and all of a sudden we started doing those things and started throwing the puck in the net. Man, I thought we could have scored 5 or 6 goals in that second period.
Yeah. One of the things, Butch, I think was evident that early in the first period, not only were they sluggish, they didn't have the discipline. When you start getting those retaliatory penalties, we saw them last night. I think Yake and Simon both got caught up in maybe the emotion and had some retaliation. You have to get the discipline, and all of a sudden it seemed that was there for you.
Well, there's no question. I mean, we talked about that yesterday, certainly before the game, not to take stupid penalties, that you've got to pick your spots and wait for the opportunities if you feel like you have to get even. So, and we didn't learn our lessons very well in the first period, but I don't know what clicked us off. As probably most of you know, Jason Simon got into it after the period ended, and maybe that's what we needed as a wake-up call, because we certainly were a different hockey club in the second period.
Well, you don't have to play tomorrow in this format of 2-3-2.
too, and I know that's a big plus.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, if we had too many more games like this, I'd probably be about 90 years old, and Norm might start to look a little bit like you.
As you know,
good
Butch.
Looking. That's good looking, Butch.
As you probably know by now, and I know you haven't thought about it much, Milwaukee wins tonight, so that is an opponent that, again, is going to present a lot of problems for you, but maybe the emotion won't be as high as perhaps had you played Las Vegas.
Well, there's probably no doubt there. Certainly, we were looking forward to playing Las Vegas. You're right, it would have been an emotional series. There's no question about that. But, at this point in time, we're just happy to be able to get into the next round. I mean, the Phoenix hockey team has a tremendous hockey team, and I was very, very concerned with this particular series. So I'm glad that it's over and we can get on to the next step.
Well, congratulations, Butch. I know you want to get back with the guys, and nice job. It was exciting.
Thanks, Norm. I appreciate it. Steve, we'll see you later, huh?
You betcha. As always, we'll analyze this game a little bit later for you.
That's exactly right. Thanks, Steve.
All right, Butch Goring, the architect, as always, of what turned out to be a tremendous victory, a series-clinching victory for the Denver Grizzlies. We'll come back, wrap things.
Yesterday, actually, he told me, so I was excited all day.
We were kidding yesterday. We're going to do a big feature when we get to the Byrne Arena, because in all fairness, some wonderful stories, Sinatra and Springsteen, Thomas Edison, and we thought we'd roll through those names, and then you, and little did we know you'd be a hero of Game 2. Let's talk about the goal as you recall it. We don't have a monitor, unfortunately, so you'll have to do this right out of the memory that you, I'm sure, have and cherish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got the puck from John Chambers coming out of our zone, and I dropped it back to him. He was surprised to get it, and then he gave it back to me. I gave it over to Bill Guerin, and he just went. He was going to shoot. He shot, got it blocked. He made a great play back to Tommy Abilene, over to Sean Chambers. I just went to the front of the net, and Sean shot the puck, and the rebound came right there, and I just put it home.
Did you ever, tell us a bit about yourself then, a New Jersey guy, as they say, making it to the National Hockey League with this club, and you've had a couple of great runs now with the Devils, but how did you get your start in hockey and en route to Lake Superior?
It's just, actually, my brothers, my whole family were involved in it. I'm from Bricktown, New Jersey, and it's a big, hockey town. A couple rinks there, surprisingly, in New Jersey, but, I just grew up through New Jersey, and then I got a scholarship to Lake Superior, and then here I am, I played in Utica for 2 years, in Albany for a year, and this is actually, it's pretty weird because I played more playoff games in regular season.
Yeah, well, that's a good sign, though. It leads to bigger and better things. A final comment maybe on the game tonight, Jim. It was obviously a grinded-out affair, and everybody was trying to be disciplined. How did it feel to you?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was tough at the start, There's a lot of, clutching and grabbing on both sides out there. Everyone's holding up every chance you can. Like I said, you just got to fight through it. And you get that one or two chances, and you just got to try to put them home. And it was a pretty fast-paced game, even though sometimes it might not look like that. But it's pretty fast-paced out there, and you just got to fight through it. And I'll tell you, it felt great.
You're going to do a lot of interviews here in the next day or so. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
There's Jim Dowd, the hero of game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Championship. The Devils win it 4-2. There's the celebration as we continue our coverage of the 1995 Stanley Cup on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
3,
stand by.
2, 1.
Good evening.
There is a time at the end of the day to make sense of the world.
Slump. They happen to come, and Scotty, if you could talk to them alone, they are definitely in a slump right now. Not playing well at all. Giving all credit to New Jersey. They're playing their solid game, relying on Badur. No bad moves whatsoever. But if they were playing at their best, Detroit would make a better game. 5 shots in the third period at home. Something definitely wrong there, buddy.
It looks like injuries are playing a bit of a role. Mike Vernon talked about the third and fourth line has to factor in. And when you looked at Toronto a couple of years ago when Dave Anderchuk failed to score against Los Angeles, and when Ray Shepard, 30 goals during the year, a trigger man, can't seem to get a goal.
Nobody's doing anything for them. Fedorov give it a little shot. Iserman not bad tonight, but nobody's coming up. Cicerelli give it a good shot in the corner, but they're not hitting on all cylinders at all. And if I was Scotty, I'd win. Now wait a minute, they come in our building, beat us twice. We're going to see what we're made of. We can go back there. We know New Jersey opens up at home a little more. They want to put a show on for the home folks, so they open up a little. Hey, if you lose 4 straight, then you don't deserve. We lost 4 straight one time, and it's a disgrace to lose 4 straight. And I cannot see a team like Detroit losing like the way they're losing. It's sad to see.
92% of the time when you do get in this hole 0-2, you don't come back to win. Detroit's twice had it happen to them. We should mention Jimmy Dowd was a Lake Superior grad, and we'll end on a little note for Trevor Denhams again.
Yeah, he was going there, and he still might go. Don't forget now, thumbs up.
We're going to the Byrne Arena Thursday night for Game 3 at 8 ET, 5 o'clock, where guys like Jimmy Dowd continue to get their chance.
Stick out first and then take the body, you know. And McCarty was McCarty, actually, and he got around me, and he almost stuffed one in. And when I came back to the bench, he told me, you know, hey, go with your stick first, and then the next shift out. Went stick first, it pops out to Niedermeyer, he goes down to Suarez.
Thanks.
All right.
You ready? Oh, it seems. Good evening. Welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. I'm Ron McLean. We hyped the last game saying Detroit had to have it, so what do you say now? Well, you rely on history a little bit. Teams have rallied from 0-2 deficits 28 times since the best-of-7 format came along, 12 times in the last 10 years. And as the Devils know, they lost a couple last year and rallied to beat Boston. They had Philadelphia on the ropes in the conference final, and they blew the first two in their own building. So they've got a little something to think about. Detroit fans, I know the biggest question you have is what about Big Keith Primo? Well, he's in, and it's good news. His muscle didn't give any problem in the morning skate, and here he was, as you see, a half an hour before we signed on in the pregame skate, flexing out. He will be a force to be sure. Here are the other changes for the Red Wings. Burr, Howe, Krushelnyski out, Primo, Ramsey healthy back in, and Martin Lapointe his playoff debut. So he goes in for Detroit, and the Devils also have a couple of changes tonight. Dowd, who set up the tying goal, scored the winner the other night. He's out, and so is Ralston. Chorsky and Breland come in. Well, what's the big scene here at East Rutherford? It's the fans once again resorting to cheap props to try and upstage a clever and articulate opening. Fans from Montreal actually drove down. They're secretly Detroit fans. They're not saying anything to the Red Wings. Yeah, they're leaning over our entrance here at the corner. Well, I guess a couple of them are Devils fans. What do you think about Detroit? Do they have a shot?
Okay, here's the story. Boston Bruins were down 2-0 against Montreal, the best team in the world. We come back, I said there'd be a 7th game. We come back, we went the 7th game. Unfortunately, we lost in overtime. As you know, I put too many men on the